Ever wondered why some people, organizations, or nations seem to hold an irresistible allure while others remain unnoticed? Could it be the 18th law of power at work? Welcome, seekers of wisdom. Today we're diving into the intriguing world of Robert Greene's 48 laws of power, specifically the 18th law. This law, both captivating and controversial, states, "Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous." It's a law that resonates through time, influencing the strategies of leaders, the rise and fall of empires, and the everyday interactions of individuals. In essence, it suggests that isolation, while seeming like a safe haven, can actually be a perilous trap. So what does it really mean? How does it apply to our lives, and can it be reversed? We'll explore these questions and more as we unpack this law and its implications. Ready to delve deeper into this intriguing law of power and its implications? Let's break down the 18th law of power into simpler terms, shall we? This law, as articulated by Robert Greene, underscores the dangers of isolation. It's a common misconception that power comes from being a lone wolf, a solitary figure in control of all. But let's be realistic. The world operates on connections, on the intricate web of relationships that forms the backbone of our society. Imagine being on a deserted island, with no one to communicate with, no one to influence or be influenced by. Your power in that scenario becomes null. It's the same in our social and professional lives. Isolation is a fast track to irrelevance. It's the quicksand that slowly pulls you under, away from the eyes of those who matter, those who hold the keys to opportunities. Now, let's switch gears and talk about the importance of communication and connection. Think of it as the lifeblood of power. It's through communication that we influence, that we push and pull the tides of power. It's through connections that we have access to resources, to opportunities, and to the people who matter. In essence, communication and connection are the conduits of power, the highways that lead to the city of influence. Here's where the 18th law really comes into play, the power of visibility. It's not enough to just communicate and connect. You need to be seen, to be known. Visibility is the spotlight that shines on you in the crowded theatre of life. It's what sets you apart, what makes you memorable. It's what keeps you in the minds of others long after you've left the room. And being remembered, my friends, is a significant part of wielding power. So in essence, the 18th law of power teaches us the importance of visibility and connection. It's a reminder to avoid the pitfalls of isolation, to communicate effectively, and to strive for visibility. Remember, in this grand game of power, it's not just about who you know, it's about who knows you. How does this law apply in real life, you might wonder? Well, let's dive into some real-world scenarios to show how the 18th law of power can be put into action. Imagine for a moment you're in the business world. You're leading a team working on a high-stakes project, and you need to maintain a firm grip on your authority. By using the 18th law of power, you can create a sense of dependence in your team members, ensuring that they look to you for direction and guidance. This isn't about stifling creativity or inhibiting independent thought. Rather, it's about fostering a dynamic where your leadership is recognized and respected, and your team's success is intrinsically linked to your strategic vision. Now let's shift our gaze to the political arena. Here, the 18th law of power can be employed to great effect. A savvy politician can create a sense of dependence among their constituents, positioning themselves as the only viable solution to the challenges faced by their community. By doing so, they ensure their political survival and continued influence. But remember, this isn't about manipulation or deceit. It's about understanding the needs of the people and positioning oneself as the key to fulfilling those needs. Finally, let's bring this down to a personal level. In relationships, the 18th law of power might seem a tad harsh, but it is not about fostering unhealthy dependence. Instead, it's about creating a bond where each person feels valued and essential to the other. By making your partner feel needed, you strengthen your relationship and make it more resilient in the face of challenges. These examples show how the 18th law of power can influence our actions and decisions. It's a tool that can be wielded for good or ill, depending on one's intentions. But one thing is certain, understanding this law and knowing how to apply it gives you an edge in navigating the complex dynamics of power and influence. Please comment on any thoughts, experiences, or useful information you'd like to share. Thanks for watching. Be sure to now like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of all our future posts. Want to see more content like this? Support us on Patreon by clicking the link below. But what happens when this law is reversed, you might ask? Let's delve into the intriguing world of power dynamics. The 18th law of power warns us against isolation. But is isolation always a negative? Not necessarily. In certain circumstances, isolation can be beneficial, allowing for introspection, fostering creativity, and promoting self-reliance. It's a delicate balance. You see, the reversal of this law is not a contradiction, but rather an extension of its principles. It's about understanding when to be a part of the crowd and when to step back, when to blend in and when to stand alone. In the game of power, timing is everything. Knowing when to apply the law and when to reverse it can be the difference between success and failure. The 18th law, like all laws of power, is not one size fits all. It's a tool to be used wisely and judiciously. The reversal of the 18th law of power reminds us that there are no absolute rules in the game of power. Let's recap what we've learned about the 18th law of power. This principle underscores the criticality of visibility and connection in our quest for influence and control. Don't forget, your power is dependent on the attention you receive. Thus, isolation can be a perilous path, potentially leading to your downfall. We've explored various real-life applications of the law, demonstrating its relevance and impact across different contexts. The law, however, is not without its reversal. There are circumstances where staying low-key and detached can be beneficial, offering a protective shield against unnecessary attention and potential threats. Remember, the mastery of power lies in the balanced application of these laws, tailored to your unique situation. Please comment on any thoughts, experiences, or useful information you'd like to share. Thanks for watching. Be sure to now like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of all our future posts. Want to see more content like this? Support us on Patreon by clicking the link below.